Good morning, Denton neighbors. My name is Marilyn, also known as Linny. You can call me whatever you want. I'm here with my partner.
I'm Archie, and we are here at the Denton Red Curb.
We're also known as Denton Neighbor. We decided to build on this podcast for a while now. It's been in development for how long?
I would say about a month
About
or
a month?
two.
Yeah. Well, it was just sort of an idea. I feel like that's, like, kind of how we stray for things. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, yeah, just no, do it at my house.
Yep, for sure.
We can do whatever. But, like, it's always, like, last minute. But this was not last minute.
It felt like last minute because we set a deadline
Mm-hmm.
to when we should start.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
you're right. We built towards it
Yeah.
pretty well.
I mean, I feel like I'm always really quick to be like,
Yeah.
let's just do this right now. Which is, it could be a good thing, but it's also a really bad thing. Just because I get way too optimistic to start things and end up getting over my head. But
We did it.
yeah, we did we did do
Somehow.
it. Yeah, it's early in the morning. We figured some stuff out, and we're just here to talk to you, kind of give you a icebreaker on me and Archie. So RJ, do you want to start?
Sure.
Cool.
I'm from the Valley, the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. I moved up here probably about almost 10 years ago. I don't really remember, 7 years ago. Yeah, it has its own music scene down there. It's crazy.
There's a music scene in the valley.
There is. Yeah.
This is McAllen, right?
McAllen, San Juan, Brownsville, that's the Valley. But yeah, there's like a whole crazy live music scene down there.
Like what genre exactly?
I feel like punk is prevailing down there.
So you mean like your uncle?
My uncle,
Yeah.
but my uncle Ruben Farias, he's down there and he's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a lot of new guys who are like leading the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like TV Flesh was,
Were they considered sort of punk? That's
TV
like a whole discussion on its own. Like what's
Yeah.
punk, what's not
It
punk.
is. It is. And I would say yes, even though I'm not like a huge punk fan. But
Mhm.
yeah, TV Flesh, they went hard. I think
Yeah.
they're over now. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But hopefully not. I hope I'm wrong about that. Leo's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know him too well, but he's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We got me and Marilyn. We met in.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about
just
that.
get right into it.
Let's get right into it. Or do you want to talk about yourself first?
No, I just wanted to start with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
my I'm gonna talk about myself then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My music taste started in, I would say, me wanting to play music started as a kid.
Yeah. Like how old were you?
I was probably like 4 or 5.
You're 4 or 5.
Listening to Ozzy Osbourne.
Was your family like musical? Were they a
No,
creative family?
not necessarily,
Yeah.
but
Neither was mine.
but my dad loves music, like old school
Okay.
stuff, and he like corrupted my brain with
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay,
and
so
stuff
he
like
was
that.
musical.
And my mom too.
He liked music.
Yeah, my mom
Okay.
too. Yeah.
Okay, so then you did get some sort of influence, but they weren't like musicians. They
No,
didn't like
no,
go
they
out
weren't.
and make their own music.
But yeah, I remember like watching Ozzy Osbourne videos and wanting to play like Randy Rhoads when I was like 5 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and Zach Wilde and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it started, I think. And they tried to get me to do like sports, and they failed. They failed so bad.
Well, I was in band, so I guess that like people say
Yeah.
it's considered a sport. I guess
It is.
it is because there's professional. I'm into it, but there's like DCI. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, like the.
Professional like marching band. Yeah, I used to be like super into that.
Yep. But I would say like my more realistic when I first tried getting into playing music was when I was like probably like 12 years old, listening to Nirvana. I think that's everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people at least.
Yeah, that's a good like. I feel like people who grew up on that rather than something else was kind of a gateway to the music that is what like the art scene.
The whole like grunge.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it started with Nirvana, then it built its way towards the Smashing Pumpkins. The Pumpkins are still one of my favorites.
But yeah, you're like infamous for liking them.
Yeah. Yes, that's all I talk about sometimes is the Smashing Pumpkins. Now, after that, my next big thing was Milk Hotel. I think that's also like a funny thing to like. Everyone likes them, right? Or a lot of people do, but people like
Dude,
to poke fun at
actually,
people.
here, let's like, I'm going to turn this around so you're not so focused on it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
For me, I'm just interrupting, but
No.
I like barely got into Milk
Really?
Hotel. Yeah, like when it was a little bit before you and Mikey started to date, I think, and I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I remember I remember her showing me the album, like the actual vinyl, and being like, have you listened to this?
It's so funny. It's like fake.
Dude, I know, right? But you're laughing because it's like, oh, what the fuck, you haven't listened to that?
Yeah.
But like, literally, I was like, no. And then she played it, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And being like, I wasn't a fan
Right.
at first, but then, and then I got it.
Yeah, I'm not throwing shade at anybody, but like I'm more throwing shade at myself. It's like people who want to like show people like Milk is like, oh my god, it's so obscure.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's like one of the more famous obscure bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's they're a great band.
Yeah.
But it's easy to make fun of them. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Right.
But
at the time I felt like once I was like, oh my gosh, wait, they're actually like really good.
They are.
And saying that to my friends, they're like, are you an idiot?
Yeah.
Like, have you just been living under a rock?
It's so funny.
Yeah, and now I know everything about music.
Yeah. Once you listen to Milk,
right, you just know
you're
everything.
an expert. But yeah, I would say moving to Sherman helped me build my tastes in music better. Cause like before I moved to Sherman, I was just listening to the rock and roll station, listening to Nirvana and all those horrible bands like what's it called? POD and stuff like that, and Godsmack. But like I didn't love those bands, but I thought they were good.
No, dude,
I thought that
you
was
have
good
to start
music.
somewhere. Like I think nowadays it's so easy for somebody to be like shit on you for liking that. Like everyone had a fucking emo phase. Like everybody.
Yeah, they did.
And I still somehow like always come back to it just because it was like such a weird part of my life that was like pure and like 2009 and had the emo haircut and everything, like sleeping with sirens.
2009?
Like, was it 2009? I don't know.
What were you, like 10?
No, it was 9.
9?
Yeah.
That's
9,
funny.
10, yeah. But I don't know. Even like I still go back to it just for fun and like realize that it's actually pretty all right, And
I never got into the emo bands like
you
Taking
know?
Back Sunday.
You never-
No.
Oh, I never got in.
Or,
I did.
like,
I
Bloody-
wasn't
my,
like super into it.
Yeah, Pierce the Veil, all that stuff. I never.
See, it's just the one fucking song, the one or two songs
I don't even
that
know the
everyone,
1 or 2 songs.
you know.
No, I couldn't. I always like the emo phase, right? I always dressed like it, but listened to what I liked. I never listened to like the whole Pierce the Veil or Black Veil Brides and all that stuff. I
Did
thought
you
that
have
was
the
so
like
corny.
silly bands?
No, I wasn't that deep into it.
What were you into?
I was into like Nirvana and stuff like that when I was in that emo phase, But I would dress like it, sort of. I would wear the gray and black striped hoodie, and my hair was long. And it still is long.
Yeah, it's long now. It's gotten really long.
It's gotten really long. I need to cut it. I'm gonna shave my head, I think.
No, don't shave.
We'll see.
Yeah, it looks good.
But yeah, like when I moved to Sherman, like I remember the first thing that like blew my mind was listening to Marina the Diamonds and loving it. Because before that, it was just like I said, like the rock radio, the bullshit that's on 94.5.
Right. Yeah.
That's the Valley. Shout out. But yeah, like listening to Marina and that just totally like blew my mind. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's silly.
You just had like a weird connection to it.
Yeah,
for some
and then
reason.
like that made me think, oh, it's okay to like this, and I can like all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I never thought of it like that for some reason. I thought it was like weird to like pop music, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like rock and roll is the only real
Right.
genre. That's
Yeah.
that's the way it was when I was like
That's
12.
how I feel about the punk community. They're
Mhm.
great. I got into it through my friend Isabel, and I think you know her. You like listen to her music.
I listen to her music. I don't know her that well. I might have met her once.
Yeah, she's super great. But she's the one who kind of introduced me to like punk shows and stuff. And like, honestly, if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd know half of the people I do know in that community. But yeah, it was always an argument of like, what the hell? I don't know. It's weird. It's like I hang out with like a bunch of punk dudes and play pop music, and they're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like just some people, but overall, it's like a great community to be in, just because it feels very like family oriented, and I mean, but there's always still that like weird like stigma of like, why are you listening to that? Yeah. You know, but at that we can talk about that forever, you know.
Right. Yeah, like I don't like thinking like that anymore. It's such a bad way to think.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
you know, like people who make music with their computers and no guitars, it's like, oh my gosh, you're making that beat boop stuff. That's not real music.
Right.
You're not using a guitar with strings. Right. It's so ridiculous.
Or people who play just an instrument differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's weird. Yeah. Like I pick up a bass and I hate picks, but you know, but then you learn. That's not to say I haven't tried using a fucking pick for bass. You know what I mean? It just like you might like it at the time, but it changes. So
that's the only way I play bass.
So what? Just change of topic, but what other influences were you into? So we have.
At that age?
So no, I mean like just growing up now. Like, what are you into now?
Right now, I am a big fan. Like I'm obsessing right now over 50s and 60s country music right now. And like I didn't know how good that stuff was. Like Marty Robbins is my main right now. And I know El Paso, I know, you know, Big Iron and stuff like that, but I was on YouTube and I was recommended this song called Devil Woman live, and he was playing it, you know, and I clicked on it and it sounded like a song by the Beach Boys or something, or like the Smiths or something like that. But like you know, like if they took that song and covered it, it would sound like their song. And I know those are two very different bands, but like it sounded very timeless and very it blew my mind.
Ahead of its time.
Yes, very ahead of its time.
Yeah. And I remember you telling me.
Like it just busts out with like a Mexican style guitar riff, and then he starts singing like you know, like Marty Robbins, you know, very deep voice.
Right. That's cool.
It blew my mind. I don't know, country music right now, old school stuff. I don't like the new stuff where they're like drinking beers and pulling up in the pickup truck. Yeah. You know,
talking about ladies.
Yeah, that broke
country. I feel like even that it's like, I don't know. I have that, like we were talking about before everything, and we were talking about people liking country music. What is it? You hear it all the time. It's like, oh, I like everything but country music.
Yes,
right? Yes. Constantly.
It's either that I like everything except country music, or I like everything except techno or something
EDM.
Like EDM.
Okay, I can agree with the EDM people.
Yeah, I can too, but I see why you'd like it. I see why you'd get into
it's good.
That.
Well, have you been to a rave?
I have not.
Okay.
But yeah.
Go to a fucking rave and tell me if you like EDM, because
it's different.
It's no, you like feel it in your body, like besides coke and ketamine, like you can actually like. It's kind of cheesy in a sense that there's like so many wops and whoops and like kind of dubsteppy in a way, you know, but like house EDM music is really fun to get into.
Yeah, and like the whole the scene and like the people who like it and the community, they're very different. Yeah,
no, they're good, dude. Even like I recently just like for some reason got into Daft Punk for like I couldn't stop, and I was reading up on these two guys, and you know they actually had a band. I think it was like My Darling or Darling or something, and they were a rock band, but then they were like a little bit of a hit, and I forgot their names. Like, please forgive me, but I think they're like from Europe, and they started a band, and yeah, so they were successful, but then they just didn't get the same buzz off of what they were making. So they both decided to go to a rave, or to like a house show. I don't remember what I was reading up on. And they go and they end up like fucking loving the music. They just like the house techno shit, like whatever they were listening to, and they were like, yeah, no, and then
this is what we're doing,
right? And then voila, it's like Daft Punk.
What they do is interesting. It's like
no,
very
they're
funky.
kind of geniuses, bro.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah, have you like? It's so cheesy to play them now, but it's like why am I even saying they're cheesy?
Right.
Because I was like I don't know. I got back into them recently and was like, well, what the fuck? This is awesome.
Crazy,
yeah,
man. Like
good.
They're very funky, and they explore. I feel like they explore a lot of genres in their music. But
yeah,
like you said, it's cheesy,
but you don't want to say that, right? Because it's like you.
It's like the whole guilty pleasures thing. It's like why do you have to have guilty pleasures? Why
right.
Like why can't you just like it?
Right.
It's crazy. It's weird.
But
I'm saying crazy a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, another band or not band person that I like. I used to call him a guilty pleasure, but nowadays, I embrace him. His name's Tiny Tim.
Oh yeah.
Very
old
school.
I forgot that.
He's very interesting.
That is a really weird one.
Yeah, he's so interesting to me because he's kind of this character that he allows people to make fun of him for, but at the same time he's a genius. His vocal range is huge.
Yeah,
it's kind of scary. People find it creepy.
Yeah, can't he do like the 2-octave thing, right, or something like that?
He has duets with himself. You know what I mean? Like he has songs where he's having a duet with himself. But the thing is, another reason I appreciate him so much is because he's not writing all of his music. He's finding these old and forgotten songs from the early 1900s and covering them. And to me, that's like very interesting. He's putting them on albums and stuff like that.
So Tiny Tim covering fucking old ass music.
Yes.
Wait, he's
like a curator.
He's passed, right?
He died in 1996.
Okay, cool. Okay, wanted to make sure it wasn't like, yeah, Tiny Tim.
Yeah, sadly, yeah, he's like a curator of music, like for his time.
Yeah. Because
all these songs that he covered were from 1914 or 1935, stuff like that, and it's so interesting to me. Yeah,
that's cool. What else do you like know about him? Because I have that's such a funny thing to be into, Tiny Tim.
It is, but like once you listen to his music,
because all I know and what other people know is that
the
Tiptoe song.
Yeah.
Through the window.
Yeah.
Right. And then that was like on SpongeBob.
Oh, that was Living in the Sunlight.
Was it?
It's a different song, but it sounds pretty similar. He's doing the same
is it
voice.
Not Tiny Tim?
It is. Tiny
it is.
Tim,
Okay,
but it's a different song by him.
Okay, yeah.
Or a cover. But yeah, it happens in the first episode of SpongeBob.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah, the first episode. I think it's Help Wanted.
Wait.
When he's like with the nematodes, not the nematodes, the sardines come in.
Yeah.
And he's like making burgers and stepping on the ketchup and the mustard. And stuff.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But then, an interesting thing about him. There's this record store in Dallas. I think it's Greenville. I could be wrong. I don't know. Oh,
Spinster, right?
No, 14 Records. It's called 14 Records. It used to be next to the old Good Records building.
Oh yeah.
No. That's where it is now. Good Records. Good Records is right.
Good Records moved.
Good Records moved to where it is now, and now it's next door to 14 Records. 14 Records is owned by Bucks Burnett, and he was this crazy manager in like the 20th century. I don't know when he operated as a manager, but he was Tiny Tim's last manager.
Oh yeah.
Before Tiny Tim died for 10 years. Yeah. He just like one time I walked in there and I saw his Tiny Tim stuff and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I don't see a lot of Tiny Tim at other record stores. And he's like, yeah, I managed him for 10 years before he died.
What?
And he has pictures with him and stuff like that.
No way. He showed you?
Like we carried on a conversation for an hour, and then like the next time he came back, I asked him again, like, you need to tell me more stories.
Yeah.
And like he told me the story about him dying. And it's a true story. You could look it up. Tiny Tim died on stage.
Wait, he did?
Yes.
What happened?
He had a heart attack and he fell on stage
while he was performing. No way.
I think there's like conflicting reports on this, but he was playing Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
No, he was
and he
not.
Died. Yeah.
That is such a trip.
And like
that's probably why people use him in like horror movies.
Maybe. I think it's just like the confusing nature on the song.
Yeah, like how it sounds.
Yeah,
like,
it's very
creepy.
Very. Yeah, I used to think it was creepy, but now it's like I love it. Like but yeah, like that's I wrote a song about Tiny Tim, not to plug myself, but yeah, he blows my mind. It's so weird. Another story about Tiny Tim that this guy told me, Mr. Bucks Burnett. He almost had the opportunity of managing Daniel Johnston.
Nah.
Yeah.
Chill.
Daniel Johnston. Yeah. He was in Dallas. Daniel was.
He was probably just flexing on you.
He probably was, but I'm going to tell you the story. Daniel was in Dallas playing at some theater. And he sees Daniel and he's like, "Hey Daniel, how do you feel about collabing with Tiny?" Like, he said it in the way they would say it back then. I don't know if they used the word collab. Yeah. But hey, how do you feel about collabing with Mr. Tiny Tim? And Daniel was like, "Oh my God, I love Tiny Tim. Mr. Tiny Tim, I love Mr. Tiny Tim," that kind of thing. And it almost happened. Like there was almost a collab between Daniel Johnston and Tiny Tim.
That's sick.
But the manager was like, no. I do not want.
No.
If he does that, then he'll be seen as a novelty the way Tiny Tim is. Like as a novelty act, like a comedy act.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing is, to me,
that makes sense.
Yeah, but even though I call Tiny Tim a character, I don't think he's novelty. I think he's very serious. He was, and like people took it differently. Right. I think he allowed himself to be made fun of, but I don't think he was trying to get made fun of. Right. It's very interesting.
Yeah. That's good. Holy shit. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Facts about Tiny Tim.
You should watch some old live stuff. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
These are like there's obviously like live videos of him and stuff. Yeah. He's like the long hair,
big nose,
big eyebrows. Cool.
Very nice. How we get into you?
About what I like?
Yeah, let's bust you out. Is your phone ringing?
Oh, is it? Oh, it's kind of buzzing. You can hear it? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, cool. Is that all the influences you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of music that I love, like The Garden. And,
right. Yeah. But that's like top.
That's the ones I talked about were like top right now, like what I would consider my biggest influences. Right. On me making music. I would say that Neutral Milk Hotel is like one of my bigger. Yeah. Like.
And Smashing Pumpkins.
And the Smashing Pumpkins on creating music. They're one of my bigger influences on that part of music for me.
Okay, cool. Well, hi. I'm trying to think. I guess I could just tell you guys where I'm from. I was born in Plano, Texas. Growing up, I moved around a lot. I never stayed in one place for, I think, more than a year and a half. So I was always moving around as a kid. I have stayed in Garland. I've lived in Austin for a couple of years, just all over the DFW area, sort of. So I always had all these like big, just all these random friends. So I never actually like stayed in one place for too long. And I don't know, it was weird. I got into music through my aunt Demi. She was just like, when I was like 10 or something, she was in her teens, so she was sort of going through that like rebellion, like I'm gonna do what the fuck I want sort of.
And she was corrupting you a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, she's cool though. Shout out to her, because like it all started with her. She ended up living with us for maybe a year or two, and I was such a nosy kid, and one time she left this like white stereo in our bathroom because she would play music through this like fucking CD stereo and plug it in at our bathroom. And I asked her if I could use it, and she was like, yeah, if you get your own fucking CDs. And I'm fucking what, like 12, 10 or some shit, and I can't I don't know where to buy CDs. You know, it's like, so I just ask her if I can get whatever she has, and what she had was exactly sort of like you. She had Nirvana. A big one, a big inspiration to this day is Sublime. Just because I have no idea. She was just like a stoner pothead. She even has like the Hatcherman tattoo, because she's like a juggalo. Yeah, she was crazy, dude. I know, right? Shout out. And yeah, she showed me them, and then, and I didn't like really steer off of that. I started just to see what else I could like. So I can't really say that Nirvana or Sublime was like, I was obsessed with them, but they definitely opened a gate for me to like music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're like a gateway drug type deal.
Right. Yeah. Juggalos. And so yeah, from there I just was getting super into it. I loved everything about it, and we had this like tiny desktop at my house, and every night after school I would get on the computer and go onto YouTube when YouTube was like actually cool. You know what I mean? And
good times.
Yeah, good times. And I looked up I don't know, it was like all these like weird playlists on, like, I remember Young the Giant being like this like really cool band that I liked, and then Group Love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like the indie sort of thing. What is it? That Young Folks song that's like the whistling, like Peter, John.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking? Yeah. No. Fuck, I forgot. I have it. I don't know how to say the Bjorn guy's name. Bjorn? You know what I mean? Yeah, Bjorn and Peter something. But it was that fucking indie song, Moldy Peaches. Like it was sort of like, what is it? Matt and Kim. Like I feel like people like were like super into that. And you know, from there I just started to listen to music more. Let me see. I wrote it down here.
Paul John. I said Paul, John, and Mary.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you look it up?
I looked it up. Is it Peter, Paul, and
yeah.
Mary?
It's like, no, it's not Mary. There's no Mary.
Oh.
I feel stupid for not knowing, because I like covered this my 5th grade talent show or something. Like something really stupid. But
Is it the
you know what I mean?
The airplane song?
No, it's the like whistling song. Everybody that's listening is gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Is it Foster the People?
No, but again, another influence,
right.
like just like into that whole indie scene. But I would say top right now, the bands that I like, I'm super headstrong about Animal Collective.
Oh yeah.
Just for some reason I was telling you the other day, they have this like weird charm to them that I just can't get over for some reason. I feel like I play them and people think they're obnoxious, but
the thing with them, I feel like they're closely like related to Nutrimilk for some reason.
Yeah.
Like people who like Nutrimilk like Animal Collective, I've found.
Do they?
Yeah, I think so.
Do they? That's such a weird combo. It is,
because I know Animal Collective is more like electronic stuff, right?
No.
No?
Well, I don't even know.
I know they're more...
What, Animal Collective's just Animal Collective. They're like,
I know one song by them.
Which one? The girl song?
The most popular one.
Yeah.
It starts off where Girls. It's like...
Oh, Florida?
No. I'm going to look it up. But yeah, keep talking.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. The Reverend Green song?
Is it Summer or something?
Oh, yes. Summertime Clothes, I think. Something
Summertime
like that.
Clothes,
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I would say I actually had something really similar to Animal Collective that was on my playlist. But Animal Collective, they're great. I just can, anytime I'm in a bad mood, I can listen to them. Even in a sad mood, like Winter's Love is a great song. Off that, I think Tongues or one of those. Man of Oil is great. I'm also big on Grizzly Bear. They're like
yeah.
this group of fucking choir boys that just sing into your soul. And I just feel like they use every vocal cord in their body. I don't know, they're great. They I don't know, they make me feel like I'm flying or something. Like or I don't even know that you know what I mean? They're really great. I recently, before I started my band, shout out Boy Shorts.
Boy Shorts. We
just recorded our demo. It's getting mixed right now, so please follow me, Boy Shorts with 2 S's at the end. Yes. But when I was forming my band Boy Shorts, I got into Palm. I think I've played them for you. Yeah. Palm is super great. They just, the way they time things, their like time signatures are insane. It's sort of math rocky in a sense, but just the way they perform is awesome. Black Midi is also they're insane, dude.
I saw that one performance they have. I can't remember what YouTube channel it is, but it was crazy. And my guitarist Javi is like super big on them. And I mean, I that's sort of what I wanted to go for essentially when I started Boy Shorts. So I posted something on Facebook through the Denton music scene, and how it started was I was just like, I like these bands right now, and I listed Palm, Gorilla Toss, Black Midi, just all these like math rocky, insane, rot your brain sort of music. And my guitarist Javi reached out with Kobe that now lives with me. It's crazy how that works. And so was Randy Riley, shout out. They all were like, I like the music you're into. And then we ended up not even doing that, you know, because it's hard. Like to execute something like that. I mean, have you listened to Black Midi? Their drums are insane. You know what I mean? And it's super odd, but I'd like to say that especially Gorilla Toss, they have influenced the way I sing and just how we play as a band. So those are the things I like right now. I mean, that's all I can say about the music right now that I'm into. And so we have someone who loves Black Midi and then somebody who loves country music. So that's good. It's a good balance. It is. Johnny Cash, man.
Yeah, Johnny.
I know it's like, you know,
no, it's
people
good.
who rediscover like crazy bands like
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh my gosh, have you ever heard of Jimi Hendrix? Have you ever heard of the Led Zeppelins?
Right. No, I've never. Oh my God, I was talking to Ruby about Led Zeppelin. Legit, bro. Legit was like, what the fuck? Who is Led Zeppelin?
You're lying. That's not true. She's joking.
True.
She's messing with you.
No, it was totally true.
Ruby didn't know who Led Zeppelin was.
No, me.
Oh, you did?
No, me.
Oh.
Okay, obviously, yes, I do, but I'm just saying I never got, like, into it.
Right, okay. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and, like, praise them.
Right.
But for what they were doing in the 70s is insane.
Well, yeah, okay. But that's a whole nother topic. Anyways, we better move on before I get shit on.
No. I feel like that with, like, Black Sabbath. Right. Like,
yeah, same. Never got into it. And I feel, I don't know.
Historically, it blows my mind what they were doing, like in the late 60s. Right. Like, you have the Beatles coming up in the 60s.
Beatles I was into.
Yeah, me too.
Hardcore.
Yeah, me too. But, like, the Beatles coming up in the 60s, like, playing this, like, you know, I want to hold you. Right. And, like, singing about Octopus Gardens and stuff like that. And then,
they
right
got
in
good.
1969 in like, 1970, Black Sabbath comes out and like
is like shits on them.
I'm not gonna say they're the first person to like do like hardcore, like they're not hardcore, but like hard rock and like they definitely weren't the first, but I feel like they were one of the bigger bands to start doing that, and it's so crazy how it happened like within 10 years of the Beatles forming.
Right.
It's crazy.
That is weird. It
blows my mind to think of stuff like that.
Let me see what's on our list here. I wrote a list. Don't hate me, guys.
Yeah, we have a script.
This
whole thing was scripted.
Everything by word is scripted, is what I said. So that's just a little bit about me and Archie. So, I mean, how are you enjoying Denton?
I'm enjoying it.
You like it a lot?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, now you have something to do every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
like we talked about. Yeah, it's good. But I guess just to end things off, we can just talk about how we met, right?
Right.
Because that's what we have at the bottom. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Before we do that, what are your projects, dude?
Oh,
I just shout out Boy Shorts, but like I have it here.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I started Cosmic Frownies as like I started doing covers in around 2017.
Right.
Wrote my first song I think around 2017. And then I wrote an album.
Like this is like you've always done music, but this is like actually something that you wanted to put out.
Yeah, this is like my baby. Like,
yeah.
Cosmic Frownies is the only thing I do besides this. Wrapped in Cellophane. Yeah. Dropped last year.
Yeah. You did what? Wasn't your first cover like a teen suicide song?
My first cover was
like on your actual Cosmic Frowny SoundCloud.
Yeah,
was what?
It was The Stars Keep on Calling My Name.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Now it's deleted, and now it's teen suicide.
You're so lame.
Yeah, now it's teen suicide. We found Two Dead Swans.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's another influence. Like
yeah, teen suicide. Yes, dude. I was telling Ruby, and Ruby is my girlfriend. Shout out, she's in Ting Tang Tina. Yeah. Y'all follow her. She's the love of my life.
Yes.
I love her. But yeah, teen suicide. I've been playing teen suicide with Ruby for like a whole week now, or she's been playing it too, like that Benzo song. Yeah. But I've seen teen suicide like 3 times.
I've seen them once.
You seen them? Yeah, at the same.
At Dada. Oh yeah, we were all there, me, you, and Mikey, before we even met.
Right. It is really weird how that works.
Mikey, shout out to Mikey, my girlfriend. Follow her.
Love you. I used to live with Mikey. She's great.
But yeah, teen suicide.
So yeah, those were the covers you did for your project.
And teen suicide, I forgot to mention them. Were a big influence on my songs, and along with Nutrimilk and the Pumpkins and all that stuff. But yeah, I dropped a EP in February of this year called With a Bow. You get it? It's like wrapped in cellophane with a bow. I put.
That's really clever. Yeah, that's good.
I love writing music. I haven't written a song since that EP dropped. I have to admit. Like I remember at the beginning of quarantine, I was like, I'm gonna write 1,000 songs.
Well, that's like everybody who is in quarantine. Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I could also say I did Lenny Pluto. That's another project of mine that I did with my bassist Randy Riley.
So good.
Our EP, it's called Homesick. So there's like a comma in between those. So you're at home, sick. Yeah, anyways.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's great. And it's really influenced by, again, Gorilla Toss. It has a little bit more of a lot of guitar-y stuff in it, and kind of just all in your face sort of music, but under the name Lenny Pluto, if you guys want to listen to that. That was what I did during my quarantine. Yeah. But I was the same as you, like just you were about to say, like you were just like so into, you know, headstrong about writing music, and then you just like kind of plateau. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's okay. I was talking to my friend Winnie, also from Squamps. Follow Squamps. You did that cover of Squamps. I did that cover.
Yeah. It wasn't that great, but I'm going to do a better one on
No, it was great. Yeah, it was great. But Winnie was telling me her experience with quarantine was that it's just like she just couldn't find a sort of creative outlet. Like I remember her being like, I do not know how everyone is being so creative right now. And it just has to come to you, you know, has to come naturally. You can't exactly. And you've heard, you know, what me and RJ have said throughout this whole podcast about music, the stigma between things and the creative outlet of just making something. You've heard it all before, but ultimately it all ends with having it to be so natural that it's just something that you just do. Right. It's not, and you can't force it. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of bands who eventually start making music and albums and songs just because they are them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they get to a point where they're very famous, and they just start dropping albums just because they are that band. Just because people will like it.
Like King Gizzard or whatever. Yeah, their new stuff, it's like,
is it bad?
No, it's good, but you know, it's just like, oh, they dropped something. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a big, and I think it's just like you said, it's like you get to a point where it's like, well, let's just drop something to drop it.
Yeah, and I feel like I love the Smashing Pumpkins, but I feel like that's kind of what they're doing right now, or like bands like Foo Fighters and stuff, like the bigger bands, you know. Nobody's really like excited to hear that stuff. Yeah. Because they're like, they're just dropping it because they are the Foo Fighters.
Right.
Because they can, and because they know someone's gonna like it, and they're still gonna go on tour and still make millions.
But then also it's hard to say, like, because we're not them, we don't know what's going on. So even if they did drop a whole new thing, and to us it's like, oh, that's a whole nother album, whatever. But to them, it's probably something different.
That's true.
You know, so it's hard. I feel like you can tell sometimes, but then you really can't. So I think to work with that, a lot of like really like Pavement, he did just Stephen Malcolm's band. I saw them. And it was like he started a new project, because I think it shows when you're sort of over that whole thing, because they don't want it to be like, oh, this is Pavement, here's another album. You know what I mean? It's something like that, I think.
So they're broken up, right? Or didn't they go on their last tour or something like that, Pavement?
I think
kind of recently.
You have to ask Kobe. He's like in love with Pavement. Yeah. And I've seen Stephen Malcolm, but like, you know, it's sort of that sense of like, it's just whatever. You can like it, you cannot like it. True. But everyone has their own opinion on things. But so that's good to hear. You're just doing Cosmic Frownies and
right
Denton Neighbor with me, so this is great.
I might start doing an anonymous music project that no one will know it's me.
But I'll know.
I'm gonna start from scratch. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, I've been thinking about that, just so I could write songs that suck, and then release them. Yeah, and see what happens.
Right. You know what I found out recently? Do you know Fox Academy?
Yeah.
They are the same people that I didn't even know, but he did, it's on my phone, Richie Wood, I think? He's the same person that does the song Wendy. I had no idea. And I feel so stupid because his voice is not any different. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wendy?
Wendy, it's like Richie Woods, this song. You know that guy?
I don't know.
He's
good.
I know
Fox Academy. I don't know if I've heard that song.
Oh, shout out to Fox Academy because they just released a new album. It's so great. Cannot stop crying to it. It's so amazing. They make me... Oh, also another big influence. Oh my God. Teen Suicide. Fucking Fox Academy. Just fucking Richie Woods. Like, I really want to, like, contact them and be like, please be on our podcast.
They would?
They're,
like, ever consider anything like that?
They have, like... millions of plays, but maybe if they're nice.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're gonna turn that into, like, we're gonna be having local artists.
Oh yeah.
And not just musicians, but we're gonna try and have artists come on the show, and either in person or over Zoom. Because
we're trying to figure that out. It's like super hard. Like, and I don't even want to just do audio. Like me and RJ sort of just scattered through what we could use just to get something out. And also we were really eager to just like put something out, just because like we had been planning this for a while. But ultimately I do want to do audio, but video too, onto our YouTube, and then live stream from time to time while we interview or just even talk with artists and musicians and people from all over Denton and people from the States who want to tour and are passing by Denton. We would love to talk with you guys on new releases, news, just hang with the homies, down the street.
Yeah, it's not just gonna be Denton artists. It's gonna be we're gonna probably talk to people from all over the States, like Marilyn said. Through Zoom, through Skype, through whatever we need to do.
We're just trying to figure that. We literally everything is so bootleg right now. But it's good. It feels nice. It feels nice to know we have like a start on something. Yeah. But I guess we can talk about how we met, because that's like I guess it could have been first on our list. But like so me and RJ, it was what year?
2017.
No way.
Yes.
No way, dude.
September 30th. We're almost on the anniversary. Shit. Or September 29th. Somewhere around there.
So I woke up and I had a big plan. I was going to go see Mac DeMarco. With the Garden.
And the Flaming Lips.
And the Flaming Lips. Flaming Lips were amazing.
Yeah.
Just could not. even and I got ready with my friend Abby, and she lives with me now. Shout out Abby Bolliger. She's amazing. She's one of my best friends since middle school. But we decided we had tickets to this fucking thing, and we got there 3-4 hours early.
I was there, yeah. Like
you were there before me, yeah. It was 3 hours, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, I even wanted to get there earlier just because, dude, it's fucking Flaming Lips. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and you came with what, like Fuzzies or In-N-Out?
I came with In-N-Out. Yeah, I can't believe you remember that. I got there. It was at the Irving Pavilion.
Irving Music Pavilion.
Yeah. Toyota. Yeah, that bitch.
Yeah.
So I go, and me and Abby, like, we're scurrying. We're, like, kind of nervous because we're like, there's going to be people. But there wasn't.
There was just me and, like, 2 people in front of me.
So we get in line with our fucking In-N-Out, and sitting to the left of me is this fucking kid who has on these skinny jeans, a nice collared shirt,
button-up brown shirt,
and
a sign,
and a sign that was intended for Mac DeMarco to see, which I'll get into later. And it's RJ. I did not know him at the time, and he has this Skrillex of a haircut that is. It's all like one side shaved, the other really long, right?
The top was like undercut. That was too long.
That was yeah. It looked good though.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was weird.
And then you were with your friends.
I was with my friends Leela and Josh.
Yeah,
and my sister Jolene.
Oh my gosh, Josh. Yeah.
But yeah, I was with them. And I see y'all come up and like y'all looked really interesting to me. Like I wanted to be friends with you guys.
Yeah.
And I think
was it you that talked to us first?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
I think your sign was what had us be
I really wanted to talk to someone about my sign.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. You were just like, please look at my fucking sign for Mac DeMarco.
And so I talked to y'all, and then like things got kind of quiet, and I was like, so what? Are we gonna follow each other on Instagram now?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. And then I said I had made music. And you said you did too, and then we followed each other. Yeah. But then it wasn't like big at the time. It was like we were like, okay, like I didn't think anything was really gonna happen.
Yeah.
It just was like we just fucking went and saw fucking Mac DeMarco. Yeah. I remember the garden went up, and I remember being like, what the fuck?
You didn't know them at the time, right?
No, that was the first show. And I was
like screaming and lyrics and stuff.
Yeah, and then I saw them later on at Club Dada with you, and that was amazing. That was awesome. I remember I stage dove that night and went very bad. Did not know how to stage dive. Yeah, head first.
That's so bad.
It was really bad. People hated me.
Anyways, back to Mac DeMarco.
Oh yeah, so the show is going on. I think I lose you because I'm just with Abby. You weren't even in my head. I was just like
we were like right next to each other.
Yeah,
like when it happened.
See, yeah, but then again, it's just like you weren't.
Well, I wasn't with you guys.
Yeah, so the show goes on. The garden was great. Mac DeMarco gets on, and he fucking does his thing. He's such a crowd pleaser. Like he just like does everything very homey. It's nice and warm, and it's fucking Mac DeMarco, dude. Just the way. Have you seen his interviews? They're so loving and great. And
he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's good. So then towards
song 3 or song 4
was it?
Yeah. Song
3, song 4.
I raised my sign.
You raise your sign, and what does it say?
It says, "Hey Mac, can I play stars?"
Yeah, that's all it says?
Yes, and then he said to me,
also about your sign, like you weren't even allowed to bring that in.
Yeah,
you just stuffed it in your shirt.
I made the mistake of asking this lady, I think she was like a manager or a security guard. I was like, "Hey, can I take the sign in?" And she said, "No, you're gonna have to throw it away right when you get in." And so I kind of just walked in, and they did not make me throw it away. Oh, okay. So like that was a big deal. Like at the time, I was like, "Oh my God!" Everyone was kind of like worried that I wouldn't bring it in. Yeah. That my dreams would be shattered.
What the fuck are you gonna do with a sign? Just like murder everyone.
Yeah. So I came in with a sign, and yeah, we snuck it in. It got in, and towards about song 3 or song 4, I knew the set list, so I knew which song was coming, and I raised the sign, and it said, "Hey Matt, can I play stars?" And he said, "Hey, everyone who can't see the sign, there's a guy or a girl."
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said, "There's a guy or a girl up here who who wants to play a song with me. And then he played the next song, and then he said, all right, we're about to play Stars. You want to come up here? Which guitar do you want to play? What,
This is awesome. Yeah. And I remember being like, this guy was sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
He's so famous.
It was crazy. Everyone was screaming RJ.
Yeah.
There's
and
videos
then you had
on YouTube.
you brought your cool $75 glasses, right? Or something? Your antiques.
My antique sunglasses. Put them on.
And started playing with Mac DeMarco on stage.
It was awesome. And that's how we met.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, cemented it.
I remember your profile pic was that night.
It was the balloons from Flaming Lips.
For a very long time.
Oh, no, it was me with the glasses.
No, it was the balloons.
The balloons,
yeah. It was great.
I only now recently changed it when I dropped the EP.
Then RJ went on, and we just, from there I was like, hey, kid, I remember when we shared, then we started talking. And also, I think what was driven was that you just got up and played with Mac DeMarco. So I was like, this kid is cool. Like, this is awesome.
It was bananas.
Yeah, I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
How did it look from on stage? Just like
it looked like nothing.
No, you're just like blank. Like, I'm just about to play right now. Like, it happened so fast.
There was so many people. There was a lot of people. And I kind of forgot that there was that many people. Like, when I remember it now, it's like just kind of blank. But there was a lot of people screaming.
Yeah.
RJ.
Yeah, RJ. Yeah. That was cool. He even said your name, I think.
Yeah, he
was
goes,
like
RJ.
Yeah, I like how you remember it, like, in detail.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's like it happened so quick, but you want to remember this forever.
I hugged him twice.
You hugged him twice?
And he was very, very warm.
Well, he looks like sweaty. A very sweaty, smelly man.
Yeah. That was such a great day.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and that's how we met that day. And then through Marilyn, I met Mikey, my girlfriend.
Yeah, hooked you guys up.
Yep, Dr. Love Doctor.
Yep, hit me up, guys, if you need some help on getting laid. No, I'm horrible at that, and I don't actually. So I think we can cut it here, right? I don't have anything else, but for future stuff, what we want to do is expand our equipment, get some little bit of video in there. I do plan on having Squamps sometime this month or on a weekend, do a live stream, and then talk to Winnie for a little bit. And also some other people I have in mind, but I don't want to.
We don't want to speak too soon.
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon. So, but they are great people. They're great musicians, great artists.
Great local, great.
So shout out. We hope that you guys have a great rest of your morning or whenever I post this, because I'll have to do a little bit of editing. But good. High five it. Woo!
Goodbye, Denton neighbors.
All right, cool. Bye, bitches.